In today's content, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin on the macro scale from the 50-day cycle all the way down to the 3-day cycle. Okay, so the 50-day cycle, it is very, very important. Especially over the last few weeks and so on after the breakout above 11.5 area and so on. We've been talking about Bitcoin, how bullish it could be if we close above 10.5 on the 50-day cycle, just about like the cycle that started late October, okay, October 27th, just about this area. We said if this candle closes above 10.5, it is most likely going to break 20k. And once we break 20k, we do not have any resistance to the upside. You just have to take it slow and ride it to the upside. All right. So if you're new to our content, you probably did not watch our 50-day cycle video, right? So make sure to hit the likes, subscribe, and join our public Telegram group so you can get these macro updates. It is very, very critical, for you to basically pay attention to the macro scale. The lower degree, we got some good stuff, okay, 30k, 40k, and all of that good stuff, but that is for the short-term traders. Okay, if you're a macro investor, you may need to basically pay attention to your 50-day cycle. It is very, very important. All right, so now let's dive into the 50-day cycle. So what is a 50-day cycle? So most of you guys pretty new to my content. My channel is growing and all of that, so most of you guys pretty new to my content, right? So the 50-day cycle means, okay, it is just like the monthly cycle, but every candle represent 50 days. Okay, so the monthly cycle, okay, represent 30 days or 31 days, whatever, okay, depending on which month it is, right? But the 50-day cycle doesn't care about monthly ending. The only thing it cares about is like the yearly, okay? The yearly open going to be always January 1st, okay? So for instance, the previous 50-day cycle last year, right here, 2019, let's say 2019, the 50-day cycle started January 1st, right? And it closed just about right here, okay? We opened February 20th, same thing right here, okay? Back in January 2020, 50-day cycle open January 1st, okay, and close February 19th and open February 20th, okay. Same thing right here. The 50-day cycle right here just open now January 1st, and the next cycle going to start February 20th. So why it is so important? All right, because we know February, it is a turning point, a very, very aggressive month, just like December. Okay, it is one of the most aggressive month for BTC because it is a decision making. Sometime either we're going to be dropping, right, just like right here back in right there, okay, back in 2018, okay, we dropped heavily back in February. Okay, as soon as the cycle started, you can see like we dumped right down to nearly like 6,200, and we've been consolidating after that and capitulated on the last cycle of the year, which was like October 28th, right? The last 50-day cycle of 2018. But right now, okay, what we could anticipate over the next like a few weeks, few days, right? Because remember, this cycle open on January 1st. It is going to close February 19th. So by February 20th, all we want to do, okay, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, and what we want to see the bulls to do over the next few days is like to just save the cycle. Okay, remember the cycle open where just about 30k, right? This candle open right at just about like, let's say 29,000, because it was like 28,999. Let's say 29,000. So we want to stay, okay, above 29,000 before February 20th. Okay, because closing below 29,000 going to give us a bearish pattern, and we do not want to basically, if you're a bull, right, definitely you don't want basically you do not want to see BTC closing below 29,000 by February 19th. So that's just going to be bearish. But however, anything before February 20th, let's say before end of the month, okay, we close below, like we retest like 29,000, 28,000, it is most likely going to be very bullish, right, for the bulls, even though candle going to be a shooting star probably, right? Because remember, candle going to be like this. Since like we're going to be below candle open, right? It is going to be red, and we're going to leave a big rejection to the upside, right? We do not, okay, if you're a bull, you do not want to see these type of setups over the next like a few weeks and so on, right? So let's say right now, if we drop below 29,000, let's say 29,000 is right there, even though candle going to be bearish, but we're going to get like 3 more weeks, because remember, we're going to get 3 more weeks just to close the 50-day cycle. So any dips below 29, okay, 30k, even like 31k, it is going to be very, very bullish on the macro scale. It is going to be buy the dip and all of that good stuff, because one thing we know for sure, it is like we're going to retest at least 50% of this week. Okay, so that's just going to be a real just a quick tip to try to remind you guys, right? So macro scale, it is still bullish. Okay, so now let's take a look at now the 3-week cycle. The next cycle we're going to be looking at, it is going to be our 3 weeks. Remember, we got weekly, we got 3 weeks, we got 50-day cycle. Okay, so now the 3-week cycle also starts on the 1st. Okay, so that's the first candle, okay, because it started January 1st. So what are we looking for right now for the 3-week cycle? It is going to close right there. So the 1st plus 21, that's going to be the 21st, right? So the candle going to open like on the 22nd. Okay, so by the 22nd, okay, if like we can stay above 28, we okay. Even though we anticipating BTC to drop down to 30k, we got to basically do a good job and try to rebound right back up, because getting a bearish candle on the 3-week cycle never been good for BTC. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Even though we're looking for short term, okay, price action could retest anywhere around like 31k, we just have to rebound back up before the 22nd. Okay, it is already the 21st, so already the 20th. Okay, so we got 2 more days, guys, to basically save this candle. Okay, as long as we basically green, it is okay, but we don't want to be red over the next like 2 days. Closing this candle below like a 30k and so on might be very, very bearish short term. All right, so now let's take a look at the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame right here, it is not that bearish. If we take a look at the volume, let's check the volume. If you take a look at the volume, right, it is not that bad. As we said last week, Bitcoin early weekly engulfing candle, it is not that bad. Remember, we got a bearish candle last week, and Bitcoin dropped all the way down to 29k and so on. What we said, buy the dip, because sucker basically going to be pumping to the upside. It did not actually retest 29, just by 30k. We said it is going to be pumping back up. It did that exactly. Right now we got a low sell volume. I know it is like midweek, so we're not seeing any bearishness, right? We could see some bearishness over the next few days and so on, just to retest like the low 30k and basically try to retest back, basically try to rebound right back up. So weekly, nothing crazy. If like we retest 31, 32 with a low volume, it is still going to be bullish, because it is just going to be a bull flag on a weekly basis. So I'm not that bearish neither on a weekly basis. But now let's take a look at the real good stuff, okay, right here. Okay, so the 2-day time frame, we partially bearish. Okay, remember, 50-day cycle, it is bullish. Okay, 50-day cycle, it is bullish. 3-week cycle, it is bullish. Weekly time frame, okay, it is not that bearish. Okay, it is still, I would say, bullish. Okay, but now the 2-day time frame, okay, it is partially bearish. Why it is partially bearish? It is like, because like if you take a look at your MACD, okay, it is one of our leading indicator in terms of like Bitcoin pumping and dumping. Okay, so a bearish MACD on a 2-day basis, it has never been a good sign for BTC. Okay, so but we just don't go by the MACD, we go also by our 21 EMA. So we're saying, if MACD is bearish, one thing we need to confirm the bearishness of the MACD, right, is like price action has to break below our 21 EMA. So we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time to confirm the bearishness on the MACD. That's why we're saying partial bearish. Just because MACD is bearish doesn't mean price action gonna dump. For instance, right here, okay, we did get a bearish crossover. on a 2-day basis, right? We did get a bearish crossover. If we go back to the price action, we never crossed below the 21 EMA right here. Okay, we never crossed below the 21 EMA on a 2-day basis. What we did was like we rebound back, right back up, and try to retest it right here and failed to basically even touch it. Okay, and what the MACD did later on was like it said, hey, goodbye, I'm not dropping. Okay, I'm gonna go to the moon, right? So sucker basically pump right back up, and you can see right now it just created a double top right here, and right now it is looking to basically give us a potential bearish, partial bearish pattern. However, I'm still bullish. Okay, once again, that's why I'm saying partial. Okay, so now what we need really, once again, we need price action to break below here. Okay, and we need to see some lower highs right here. You got to keep getting some lower highs, right? And break below the support area of the 21 EMA right here. So it is going to be a dogfight right here between the bulls and the bears to try to basically dip the price below the 21 EMA. Because once again, we partially bearish, okay, on a 2-day basis. I would say like 25 to 30%. Okay, but 70% bullishness, it is still very, very good. Okay, it is still very, very good. So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a 2-day basis. Okay, now on a daily basis, excuse me, we just talked about the 2-day basis. Bitcoin on a daily basis has been very, very resilient. Okay, on a daily basis, why we've been so resilient is like ever since like we pump above the daily 21. Okay, we only close below the daily 21 once. Okay, once. Okay, and when was it? Right here. That was like just about like a 18,000 range, and the first pump above it, that's it. Okay, that's it. That's when we basically pump all the way up to 42,000 nearly. Okay, all the way up to 42,000. And what happened at 42,000 is like we dump right back down to the daily 21, rejection, retest. So it is now very, very critical to basically watch BTC over the next few days, right? Because we are anticipating a potential drop down to daily 21. Okay, however, bulls might not let that happen. Okay, bulls might not let that happen. Okay, let the price dip below the daily 21. Daily 21 is very, very critical. Most people, you know, who trade the market like to basically buy at the daily 21, and if you know bears are strong enough to basically drop the price below the daily 21, we could potentially see, you know, some lower numbers all the way down to the 2-day 21 EMA, which is basically my next support area I'm watching over the next few days and so on. Okay, so once again, let's recap it. BTC 50-day cycle, it is bullish. Okay, we know exactly what to look for in order to be bearish below the 50-day cycle. Is like if we close below 29,000 before February 20th, it is going to be bearish, right? The 3-day cycle, we do not want to close below 29,000 before this, January 22nd, right? So, and also on the weekly basis, what we're saying on the weekly basis is like it is still bullish. Okay, it is okay. On the 2-day basis, the most critical aspect on a 2-day basis going to be our partial bearishness on the MACD crossing bearish. However, we're saying we got 70% chance if we retest the 2-day 21 EMA, MACD could basically reverse back up just like what we did right here. Okay, back in a 20K area. And if you remember well, most analysts been looking for 14K, but BTC said nope, I'm going to the moon, right? And I'm going to go all the way up to $42,000. Okay, so that's all I wanted to cover for today, right, regarding BTC on the macro scale. And you know, over the next few days and so on, I'm going to give you guys another update regarding the 50-day cycle, the 3-week cycle, the weekly cycle, and the 2-day basis cycle. All right, guys, don't forget to hit the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to join the public Telegram group, link in the description. If you're looking to join Send Crypto Premium, right, you can definitely check out my public Telegram group and see how you can basically upgrade to my premium access all of my basically trade setups, and you can access daily analysis. You can access my live stream, private live stream, and all of that good stuff, and look for some crazy prices from BTC if and only if we can basically break 20k and try to pump all the way up to some crazy numbers to the upside. All right guys, thanks a lot for watching.